Welcome to Wine Soundtrack International. Listen to the passion with which producers narrate their winery and their world. In 30 answers, discover their stories, personalities, and passions.
Hi Fabrizio, thanks for coming today. It's really nice to see you again.
Same for me, thank you.
So, just going to ask you these questions, a few questions. So, where are you located?
Castel de Paolis is located in Grottaferrata town, and where we are today now, no? It's very close from here.
Okay, great. And how many hectares of land do you have?
Our estate is about 14 hectares.
So how many bottles of wine do you manage to produce with?
Yes, the average production, of course, it depends from the weather, from the season, but the average is between 80,000 and 90,000 bottles a year.
And what type of wine do you make?
Actually, we produce 7 kind of wines. We have 3 whites. The Campovecchio Bianco is a blend of the Malvasia and 20% Viognier. The Frascati Superiore DOC, it is a blend of 70% Malvasia del Lazio, and the remaining 30 is about Trebbiano, Bellone, and Bombino. The Donna Adriana, from the name of my mother, it is mainly a Viognier, is 80% Viognier and 20% Malvasia. 2 reds, one is Campovecchio Rosso, is a blend of Shiraz and Cesanese, 50-50 each. And our top red wine, I Quattro Mori, that comes from the 4 red grapes with which the wine is made, that are Shiraz, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Petit Verdot. We have also 1 and 2 dessert wine. We have 1 red muscat, very unusual because this wine is produced mainly in northeast Italy. We are the only winery that produces this wine outside the northeast Italy. And another wine very interesting because it's a kind of Sauterne. It's called Muffa Nobile, and is made with the same grapes of the French Sauterne. It's 80% Semillon, 20% Sauvignon Blanc, and it's a late harvest, fermented and aged in French oak barrels.
That's interesting. So what would you say the percentage of sales are in ratio Italy and overseas?
Yes, the overseas sales are growing. I am dedicated very much to these foreign markets. Now we are about 35 foreign overseas and 65 domestic market. That is almost everything in Rome and our region.
Okay, and I was wondering, can you recall your first memory of wine?
Yes, I remember when I was a high school student and we had these vineyards that were mainly a hobby for the family. Still not a business like now currently is. And I remember these bottles, naked bottles with usually many dust on them, and were white wine. I remember very. They were made by in a very artisan winery, and I remember these white wines. Very, very good because they were very, very raw, but very unique characteristics of old style wines. Yeah, let's say that.
Very potent as well, probably. Okay. So, did you taste any wine when you were a kid at all, or how old were you when you first tasted?
No, I remember I started tasting the wine when I was high school. Let's say 16, 17 years old, with these house experiments.
Okay, so with regard to consumer education, to drinking moderately, of course, in your opinion, what's the right age for a parent to start letting their child taste some wine?
I think that age, 16, 17, they can start drinking just a sip, just to let them they be comfortable with the wine and start. Mainly to start also to learn how to drink.
Good. So, in your opinion as well, what does a teetotaler lose out on by not tasting wine at all?
I'm sorry for him because he really loses a big part of the life. But mainly, the fourth thing probably that I came in mind is the fact that you cannot have a good evaluation of also of the food, no? Because if you eat something with the water, you lose something, because the match, the pairing food and wine is one of the most interesting and nicest things in life. So you really lose a lot, or just only for that.
Especially if you just drink Coke with your meals.
No, please. No, it was also happening to me. I always tell that I have this Muffanobile, this very rare wine that we produce once in Beijing at a tasting, because I export in China since many years, and I except the last year for obvious reason, but I go there usually a couple of times a year. This person put some Sprite into the Muffanobile, and I was horrified by this. I bet you were.
Do you believe in a perfect variety?
But perfect variety is a big word, but there is a variety, except our local variety that I like very much, that is the white Pinot. Okay. For me, that white variety is almost perfect.
Of the various social media networks, which do you think is the best for spreading word about your products and your image?
Yes, we have both Facebook and Instagram, and frankly, I cannot say. I think that for the different reason, because of course they are addressed to different age and different kind of people. So I think that maybe the result is in terms of knowledge of the state, and also to communicate all the events, all the awards that we have. I don't see many difference, frankly.
Fair enough. And so how much is your cellar's most expensive wine?
Our most expensive wine is the Quattro Mori, also because it's a very small production. It's a wine that is 24 to 30 months aged in barrel. After that, it remains another year in bottle. So it's a very, very long and accurate way of producing. And usually you can find on the shelf in the wine shop at about €30. That for a red wine of Lazio is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Good value for money usually in Lazio.
Yeah.
In an advert for your cellar, the copywriters propose that you be the celebrity in the advert. Just like Giovanni Rana does for his tortellini. Would you accept?
It's a risk, because probably I don't know the effect on the sales, but you can try.
So let's say that a VIP is photographed by a paparazzi in a restaurant. On the table is one of your bottles in all its glory. Which famous person would you like to have there tasting your wine?
Italian or
whoever you like. Whoever you like. Somebody famous. Who would you like to be sitting there drinking your wine while he's having his photo taken by a paparazzi?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. Probably for my soccer passion, Francesco Totti.
Great. Our great Roman footballers.
Image, testimonial.
At wine shows, what is the thing that can absolutely not be missing in your stand or on your stand?
I think it's very important to bring also the picture of the estate and of the winery, because the people, they don't only taste the wine, but they have the impression to be visiting your estate.
That's a good idea. Traveling the world abroad, obviously not this past 12 months, but which is the best foreign wine you've ever drunk, or even the worst?
No, the best wine I ever drank, it was 2 years ago. Fortunately, the year before the pandemic, I was in Napa Valley for a tour, and I was very lucky to be with the winemaker or one very important winery there, and we taste directly from the barrel one Pinot Noir made in some vineyards, not right in Napa but near the ocean, by the sea, and it was the best Pinot Noir and one of the best wines I ever tasted. Another exceptional wine that I have a wonderful memory was a Chateau d'Yquem of 1967. And we drink in 1990 because it was a gift by Sofia Loren and Carlo Ponti that were there for the soccer championship in Italy. And Sofia Loren was the host of the Italian team that was in Marino, in the town of Marino.
Remember.
And so they have at that time a wonderful mansion there. Mm-hmm. And they found these bottles of this world famous wine. They gave us some of them, and I remember it was an incredible wine to drink.
I was really lucky. What a lovely experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So as far as you're concerned, does each vintage offer a different story? In other words, are there more things that repeat themselves or the opposite?
No. I think especially in a winery like we are, it's a family winery. So we really follow the season, and we follow the different year by year. So also if our wine, they have something in common, but you can really taste the different season reflected in the wine.
Yeah. So at the moment, which is the wine in your cellar that's giving you the most satisfaction?
Yes, there are probably two. The Frascati Superiore DOC for the white, that by the way this year has been the most rated among the most famous and the most known wine guides, because it really reflects, in my opinion, at its best, the territory and the volcanic soil, the exposition of the vineyards, and our skill in the vinification process. And the other one is probably the Quattro Mori. It's our top red wine, because we, after all the experiments we did 30 years ago, before starting this adventure, let's say that, it was the result of a blend of 4 great red grapes that are the Shiraz, the Merlot, the Cabernet Sauvignon, and the Petit Verdot. So probably we have a blend of Bordeaux style and Côte d'Iron style in Castelli Romani version. So probably this is something very, very particular with its own characteristics.
Jolly good. So talking of wine guides, what is your opinion of wine guides?
The wine guides, first of all, now there are really many of them. And they have, now there is a new actor on the stage that is the social network. You know? So probably in the past, the wine guides have were much more influential because they were only that. The important thing about a wine, in my opinion, is when a wine is rated in different wine guides at the top. Because if you have only in wine guide a top rating, probably the reason is that you have been liked by the judge of the wine guide. But I usually invite people to see different wine guide and to see if the same wine is rated in at least 2, 3, 4 of them.
Do you believe that guides or Italian or even foreign press can influence your choice in producing a wine, in the style?
They should not, but I'm not sure about that because, for instance, our state, we produce the wine for what is in our mind, in our philosophy, and we propose to the market. But I have to say that many wineries, first they ask to the market what you want, and after they produce the wine
in accordance
to the market. So in my opinion, it's a mistake, because you have to have your own personality, your own style, and you have to propose something in which you really believe. Great.
On a different note, so when you were little, what did you want to do when you grew up?
Yes, I have a dream when I was a child. I want to be an airline pilot. Okay. I was fascinated by probably the travels. I had this passion, but with the year passing by, this dream has not became reality.
Okay. How many glasses or even bottles of wine are needed to get you drunk?
Fortunately, I know my limits, so I have a good resistance, because I can drink half a bottle without problems. So, but I really, because in my opinion, who really liked the wine never get drunk. Mm-hmm. Also because you know your limit, and you drink for your pleasure. Because in my opinion, who want to get drunk can drink everything that is alcoholic. Because
yeah. The nicest film dedicated to wine, can you think of any?
But I remember Sideways. Sideways is probably the most famous, because there were also other, but regarding the wine. But Sideways, I remember, was really nice to see. I see many times.
And when you're not working, how do you spend your free time?
Reading, and when it's possible, traveling.
When possible.
When possible.
Something we're all missing at the moment, obviously. Okay, so which sign of the zodiac are you?
Virgin.
Virgo.
No, Virgin is Ireland.
Where did you go on your first date?
When?
Where?
It was a party of in the house of a friend. So I organized this trap in this high school party.
Okay. Are you enjoying your interview?
Yeah, very, very, very nice to be with you. Absolutely.
Do you want to give us a vote?
9.
Okay. Are you honest? So if wine was a song, which one would it be?
Wine was a song, probably a song of the Coldplay.
Okay, you like Coldplay?
Yes.
Complete this sentence for me, please. A table without wine is like...
It's like a night without sleeping.
Do you have any good luck rituals?
No.
Before harvest, no. You're not superstitious.
No, I'm not superstitious. No.
Okay. What's your proudest achievement in your work, do you think?
Mainly two. One is the fact that we are in many markets, so from Asia to Australia to Europe and United States. So in my opinion, this is the best achievement, because when in a crowded world like the wine world, you are really you are able to be in all this market. It's really a big achievement. The other achievement has been when we have our wine rated from like this year, when 4 of the major wine guide rated our Frascati Superiore the top Frascati, because if one guide give you the rating, can be for many reasons, but if 4 of them they are all agree that your wine is the best in the category, that is a big achievement in my mind.
Well done, good done. Very good result. Do you think influencers exist for wine just like they do for fashion?
Probably less, but their importance, in my opinion, also in the wine is very high. Yeah, not at the level of the fashion probably, but they maintain a big importance also in the wine business. Sure.
Have you ever tried to imagine what sort of wines would be drunk in 2300? long time off, but any ideas what wine will be like in the future?
It's difficult to say. Probably thanks also to the technology. We, in my opinion, the white wine will be even more fruity and more pleasant to drink. And for the red wine, probably they're going to be this style of very bold, very heavy, and very mature red wine. Probably that's also to the climate change, because the heating of the planet is going to produce to lead us to produce very strong wines, probably.
Yeah, wine's been around for millennia, so you don't have any doubt that it still will be around in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness also thanks to the new consumer, because you have to think that one example for everyone. In China, that is going to be for sure the biggest market. The average consumption, I read some data, the average consumption is 1 liter a year for person. You can imagine if they just grow to from 1 to 2 liters.
Yeah.
It's a huge amount of wine. So probably thanks to the new consumer in Asia, the future of wine, I'm very optimistic.
Good. Many producers walking on their own in their cellars speak to the wine in the barrels. Do you happen to do that? And if you do, what do you say to your barrels?
No, I would be worried if I think to speak with the barrel. Also because they never ask, they never answer. So. I tried, but with no results, so no, I quit.
What winemaking area in the world would you like to explore?
I visited many of them. Probably wine travel that is in my mind is in Alsace, because I like very much the wine from that region. So I would like to visit. And probably also in some area in Australia too.
Okay, nice to go to Australia. It's a bit far away at the moment.
No.
Yeah,
or New Zealand too. New Zealand and Australia.
And now it's time for our notorious little game about famous personalities. So I say the name of a famous person, and you tell me which wine you would associate to them. You ready?
Yes. I try.
Okay, let's try with Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts with champagne or a Franciacorta, let's say Italian.
Okay, how about Silvio Berlusconi? I like to ask this one.
Silvio Berlusconi, probably with Amarone.
And how about Carla Bruni?
Carla Bruni is white fruity, probably a Chardonnay.
And last one, let's say Roger Federer.
Roger Federer, probably a rosé.
Okay, and so let's round it up here. Thank you, Fabrizio. And could you just remind me how to reach your cellar, and if you have a website address you'd like to tell us?
Yeah, sure. We have our website is casteldepaolis.com. We have also Instagram and Facebook channels, and we are in Grottaferrata. It's very easy to reach, both from Via dei Laghi, that is the street that departs from Appia, and about at the 4 kilometers of the Via dei Laghi, you have to turn to the left, and in 1 kilometer you arrive to Castel de Paolis, or otherwise on the other part from Anagnina, where you arrived to the cross with Via di Mola Cavona. You turn to the right and you arrive in another 1.5 kilometers. So it's very easy to reach from both these
very easy and very quick from Rome, just half an hour southeast of Rome.
Consider that from the exit of the Rome ring raccordo anulare, you from the exit Anagnina, the 22nd, you arrived in 7 kilometers. So
okay.
Really very close from Rome.
Great. So thank you so much, Fabrizio
Thank
Santarelli,
you,
for coming here
it's a pleasure.
today, and nice to have you on the program. See you again soon.
Okay, hope so. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to a new episode of Wine Soundtrack International. For details and updates, visit our website, winesoundtrack.com.